Hi, welcome to our daily encounter. Today in 2 Chronicles chapter 20, we come across one of my favorite passages of scriptures. This is in a situation where three mighty kings have come up against Jehoshaphat and against Judah. And basically we find Jehoshaphat, in a sense, with his back against the wall, with a situation arising that he had no control over and that was beyond his strength and his capabilities. And so he engages in a prayer, and it's interesting, this prayer that he prays, and it becomes for us a pretty good model for us to follow if ever we find ourselves in that situation where we're backed against the wall. First, let's look at the end of the prayer because it kind of describes for us the situation that he's in. He says, "For we are powerless before this great multitude who are coming against us, nor do we know what to do, but our eyes are on you." Okay, so he felt powerless against the multitude. He didn't know what to do, but you know what? He fixed his eyes on the Lord. And sometimes we get in situations like that in our lives, where we don't know what to do. The problem is too big. The situation is too large for us to try to put into a nice little box and try to control and figure it out and all those things. And we just become overwhelmed. Well, Jehoshaphat did the right thing. Instead of looking to his own resources, looking to his own ingenuity or anything along those lines, he said, you know what? Our eyes are fixed on you, Lord. In other words, we're looking to see what you're going to do, God. And so that is kind of the basis on which he enters into this prayer to begin with. First, he recognizes the position of God in his prayer. He says, "And are you not ruler over all the kingdoms of the nations?" And when we pray to the Lord, that ought to be our first thing, is that we go straight into saying, Lord, we know who you are. We know the exalted position that you hold. That will help us when we're in these situations to recognize that God is high above this situation. Yes, he's in the situation with us. He's in the midst of it with us, but at the same time, he is above it and has a position over it in that he has the ability to control things. As Jehoshaphat recognizes in the next statement, he says, "Power and might are in your hand so that no one can stand against you." So we not only recognize the position of God, but also the power of God in our prayer. Lord, you are powerful. With you, all things are possible. We know that you can do anything that you set your heart to. And if we recognize that, that will, for one, put our hearts in the right place before God, but also strengthen our faith in him. And then he goes on to talk about the history that Israel had with the Lord, talking about how the Lord had driven out the inhabitants of the land so that Israel could come and dwell in it. And he kind of goes over that a bit. And we could do that in our prayer as well, to look back on our lives and say, Lord, I know that you were there for me back in 2006 when such and such happened. And I remember when you were there for me 2 years after that when another situation happened. Just to go back and to recognize the times that the Lord has been there for us before. Again, that would strengthen our faith for one thing. But also it's just a good thing to do to show the Lord that we recognize, Lord, you have a high position, you have great power, and that you have been there for us before. It's a demonstration of faith to say such things. And then he gets into the problem, the situation. So after he's recognized the position of God, the power of God, the help of God in the past, then he goes into the situation. He doesn't just jump right into it like we would be tempted to do if we were Jehoshaphat. But he does eventually get to the problem. And when we're praying, of course, we've got to acknowledge the problem and bring it before the Lord. Jehoshaphat told the Lord, he says, "Now behold, the sons of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, whom you did not let Israel invade when they came out of the land of Egypt, see how they are rewarding us by coming to drive us out from your possession which you have given us as an inheritance." So he's just laying it out. This is the situation, Lord. And then once he lays out the situation, then he recognizes how powerless he is, and gets to the statement that we read at the beginning, where he says, we are powerless before this great multitude. In our prayers, we need to recognize that. To come to the Lord in humility. Letting him know that we recognize the fact that we don't have the strength. We don't have the ability. We don't have the intellectual capacity to fix this situation on our own. Lord, we are powerless. And we need to come to him in humility in that way. And then he goes on to say, and we are powerless before this great multitude is coming against us, nor do we know what to do. In other words, we're at a loss, Lord. Our backs are against the wall. The situation is too big. We don't know what to do, but our eyes are fixed on you. As we mentioned before, saying, we're not so much focused on us and ourselves and what we can do, but our eyes are fixed on you, waiting to see what you are going to do, Lord. And so I don't know, there might be someone listening in today who is in a situation like this. Maybe it's something you're dealing with at work. Maybe it's a health issue. Maybe it's a family issue. There's a whole host of things that we could be dealing with in our lives where we feel overwhelmed. Well, let's take some time. Take a moment today and just meditate on this prayer by Jehoshaphat. Yes, do your reading, but maybe go back and just read it slowly. Read Jehoshaphat's prayer slowly and soak it in. And maybe even pray similar things to what he's saying, but kind of use different language and speak about your own situation. And see if that doesn't help you. If not anything else, help you gain a little bit of faith as you pray to the Lord and bring your matter to him. Well, I thank you guys for listening today. I hope you guys have a great day. I love you guys. God bless.